Feel the legs pushing up on the set. I'm feeling it. Feel the high that you get from the line. If you feel it, raise your hell in the sky.
All right, guys, let's talk about this for 1 second. Why the Arrowverse was DC Comics' best live-action universe, or why the Arrowverse was DC's best universe. You had people who were fans of these characters work on this. Here's my thing with the shows. There's some good stuff in the shows. There's some bad stuff in the shows. We can safely say Flash got worse after season 5. Some would say 4. I can agree, but it got worse. But those first few seasons, I'll say 3, were great. They were great, the best thing on television. And Arrow, too, they had their ups and downs. Arrow was weird because Arrow had a good season 1, a fantastic season 2, a letdown 3. They got back, I believe they started going back to getting better 4 and 5. I think that was what Prometheus, that was good. So they had their ups and downs. And they usually had their downs when they try to make Arrow more like Batman. I think when we got Ra's al Ghul, that's when Arrow started losing itself. But then when they did, like, they changed Prometheus' origins and turned him into a version of Arrow, because Prometheus is actually a Batman villain, but what they did was flip it and made him a version of Arrow. It actually was pretty good. But like I said, you had people like Greg Berlanti and all them company, Mark Guggenheimer, they were fans of these characters, the property, especially Mark. He worked on Green Lantern, so he's a guy that understands DC. As much as you and me, I don't think so, but he's a fan. So, yeah, and what they were doing is they actually were giving fans what they want. They were giving us good storytelling, good character development. And again, well, that's a TV show. That's true. But at the end of the day, they were doing something other than the film division wasn't doing, listening to the fan base, understanding what works and didn't work. Say, okay, they didn't like this. Next season we work on it. And they did. And I have to give them props for credit is due. Sometimes, like Arrow had a bad season. We just had to take the punches with it. But the Flash season was good. Then we had Black Lightning. Then we had, which I thought the first few seasons were okay with, but still, it's mediocre at best. We had Supergirl. The only time Supergirl was interesting to me is when they had Agent Liberty, and that was it. And that was it. But that was hit and miss there, too. We're not talking about Batwoman. That does exist. Season 1, 2, and 3. The DC Legend Tomorrow, I'm not a big fan of the Doctor Who thing they were doing, but I did like the team dynamic. I definitely love season 1, though. I think season 1 is their arguably the best one. It's just the group of characters they had, and it was pretty cool to do that. So I actually did enjoy that. But I have to give props, credit where credit is due. Arrowverse each year had a crossover event, and it made it feel like a special film, like an Avengers film. You had the first one, which is still will be remembered to this day, the Flash versus Arrow. Okay, cool. Then they had another one with Flash, and I think was Supergirl, World's Finest. And then I think this is the first one where they have them all combined together, the Invasion. And I think this is when they had DC's Legend of Tomorrow, too. Then Crisis on Earth X, and then the Elseworld one, and Crisis on Infinite Earth. My favorite one would have to be Crisis on Earth X, because I always like that whole parallel alternate reality of the heroes, because that's when DC is at its finest. The Crisis on Infinite Earth, for what it was okay. It has problems, but I take it for what it was. And I did like the aspect of them bringing back fucking old TV shows and connected them. That's cool. That's something cool. Having even Ezra Miller's Flash. How is it that the damn TV show was smart enough to have the live action film version and the TV version together, where we had the film that came out last year? They couldn't even do that. That's the sad part. The TV show did this years before it was cool to do these multiverses. But they knew about this anyway. That's what I'm saying. The Flash, these guys who worked on these shows were fans. They knew the material. Granted, some of it was good, And other times it was not. But there was something there. You could see passion. You could see their understanding these characters. This is what I want to see in James Gunn's universe, but I don't see that. James Gunn said, let's reboot it. I'm like, okay, I'm fine with that, but can you do a Crisis on Infinite Earth? This is the best time to do it. You get Henry Cavill, all of them aboard. Let these characters have a good send-off, because us DC fans have been bamboozled, lied to by Warner Brothers so much, we haven't had that right send-off, and I think James Gunn could have done that. Nope. Cool, whatever. You don't have to, but that would have gave the Snyder fans, and I want to say this. The reason the Snyder fans are so pissed off at James Gunn and Warner Brothers, because they didn't do these characters justice. They didn't give these characters the right send-off. Because we all know Henry Cavill is the perfect Superman. He just needed the right director, the right script, and the right film, and it would have been straight to the hills. Wonder Woman, she needed another one to correct the mistake of 1984. Aquaman was proof that if you promote it well, you look at the core characters, the Batman, the Wonder Womans, and the Supermans. If you gave them the right people behind it, they would come, and they never did. They just kept, and a lot of this is not on David Zaslav nor James Gunn, and I want people to understand that. That's Walter Hanama and Ann Snardoff, the people before these guys took over. They wanted to do the Shazams of the world, a Black Adam film without Shazam. How the fuck does that work? You know what I'm saying? They want to do their own thing. And hey, I'll say this, the Joker was a success. But how many Jokers can you get? Not a lot. Not a lot. So, yeah, I mean, it's sad, but it is what it is. But yeah, I just want to give the flowers to the Arrowverse, because I don't see that a lot online, and I always feel that they did a good job. They worked with what they had. They did the best they could, and safely say it, I feel the Arrowverse will be better than the James Gunn universe. I really do believe that. Hey, you can hate me if you want to, but I just feel like there's so much care and thought that was put into that universe is overlooked. Yes, at times they did get a little pandering and political towards the end, but everything else did too. So I can't really fault them for that. But those first few seasons of Flash, those first few seasons of Arrow, DC's Legend Tomorrow, season 1, 2, maybe a little bit 3, they were good. They were good. Even Black Lightning too. So they were good. And these crossover events they did, they were good. They were not great. There wasn't Magnifico. They weren't on the level of the Dark Knight, but they were good enough that as me, as a DC fan, I enjoyed that. And I also like the fact that they gave love to other characters that we want to see. I don't think we're ever going to see a Black Lightning in the James Gunn universe. I don't think we're ever going to see a Static Shock in James Gunn universe. Because those are the characters that you need to put in. I don't need no damn Black Superman when we got Static Shock and Black Lightning and Jon Stewart. Characters that are already established in this universe that you need to use. But you want to give me a Black Superman because you can't get the white one right? Get the hell out of here. Give me a good Static Shock. Please do that. I need a Virgil Hawkins, please. But anyway, that's all I got to say. As always, like, subscribe, peace. Have a Johnson day. What do you guys think? You think the Arrowverse was the best DC universe that DC has ever done? Or, comment below, let me know.